Hello everyone, this is Adia Malik. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about writing good paragraphs. We are going to talk about what a paragraph is, what are the components of a good paragraph, and we are also going to talk about transitional words that you are going to use in writing paragraphs and the types towards the end. Students usually ask me that what is the difference between writing a paragraph at lower school level and the high school level. So obviously it depends on your vocabulary, your use of transition words, and also your ability to connect the sentences together. So the higher the grade, the better your writing composition should become. So let's start by defining what a paragraph is. Now, what is a paragraph? A short composition or note that is complete in one paragraph. A paragraph expresses a particular topic or a theme. So you just need to concentrate on one topic, and you are not supposed to talk about a lot of different things in one paragraph. So you also remember that in an essay you have multiple paragraphs. So whenever you change a paragraph, you change the idea. But when the task is only to write one paragraph on a given topic, you can't deviate from the topic and you can't deviate from the theme. So you have to make it singular. You just have to talk about the given topic and do not digress into the details about it. The purpose of a paragraph is to express the speaker's thought on a particular point in a clear way that is unique, specific to that paragraph. In other words, a paragraph shouldn't be mixing thoughts or ideas. So if the topic is hazards of smoking, you should be just talking about hazards of smoking, health hazard and other hazards affecting the environment and, disturbing others with the smoke. So just focus on hazard. You're not supposed to talk about other things which are related to smoking. Similarly, when the topic is types of pollution, so you just focus on the types that there are. You're going to talk about them one by one, but just focus on that given topic and do not digress too much into the additional digressions that are attached to that topic. Writing a paragraph seems easy because this is a shorter piece of composition if you compare it with the essay, but I think writing a paragraph is much more difficult because you are given a very short limited number of words in which you have to express your idea. And I think writing a brief composition is much more difficult than writing a longer composition like an essay, because you have a bigger canvas over there. So you can express your ideas in 350 words or maybe 450 words. But when it comes to paragraph, you have to describe it in 120 to 150 words. And that is obviously much more difficult. You need better vocabulary, you need better sentence construction, and you need better connection between sentences. So you're not repeating yourself and wasting the word limit. Now, components of a good paragraph. Now, this remains the same even if you're writing a paragraph at class 5 level or class 8 level, class 10th or first year. So this is what a paragraph is made up of. The first thing is a topic sentence. As the name suggests, this is about the topic. So the first sentence is usually about that. You do not waste a lot of time in building up. Like in an essay, you have an introduction, a paragraph called introduction, but in a paragraph, the topic has to be introduced in the very first sentence. Then at least give 3 pieces of supporting evidence. But please remember that you need to stick to the topic. These supporting evidence, these sentences have to be related to the topic sentence. Then you need to have a concluding sentence that whatever you have talked about, what do you come to the conclusion at the end. And the use of transition words are very important because it connects one sentence to the other sentence and the paragraph looks very cohesive and coherent. Now I'll just show you this picture. This is a paragraph burger. So the layers are going to tell you about different things that we have. The parts of a paragraph, the first thing is the topic sentence. So this is the top bun, and without it obviously you can't have a burger, and similarly you can't have a paragraph. This sentence tells the reader the main idea or what the paragraph will be about. So usually if you are writing an expository paragraph, you need to define or explain your title over here. If it is pollution, you need to define what pollution is. If it is about inflation, you need to define what inflation is. If it is about nature, you need to define it. So the topic sentence is directly related to the topic of your paragraph. Then comes the first supporting sentence. This sentence gives specific details relating to the main idea. For example, if the paragraph is about pollution, in the topic sentence you define pollution. In the second one, you can talk about there are 3 main types of pollution. Then in the supporting sentence number 2, you define these or you talk a little about of these types: air, land, and water, and some people say noise also. And number 3, you talk about the little about the health hazards, that the pollution, all these 3 types of pollution give rise to different hazards, like land destruction, different problems to the health of people, noise, irritation, etc. You can talk it about here, loss of jungle, etc. But you just have to be a small sentence, and then you need to conclude whatever you are talking about, these 3 sentences here. So the concluding sentence should be related to your topic sentence also. So it should not be like your topic sentence is talking about one thing and your concluding sentence is totally different. So here you can write words like: to conclude, we can say; in the end, we can say; we can summarize by saying. So these are the different transition words that you use towards the end. This sentence refers to the topic sentence and sums up the main idea of the paragraph. So you can say, to conclude, we can say that pollution is very hazardous to human life in all forms, even it is hazardous to animals. So you have to think about it. Paragraph writing is not something that you learn in the examination room. You need to practice it a lot before you actually go for the exam. A lot of students think that they are good at English and they know good words, they have good vocabulary, and whatever topic comes, they can just write then and there on it. But this is something that needs a lot of practice, and that practice has to come before the exam. So you are supposed to be experimenting with different topics and trying to find 2 or 3 supporting sentences on it and then writing a good concluding sentence. Please remember that a topic sentence is the first sentence that the examiner actually reads. So this is your introduction to the paragraph. So these have to be really powerful. The topic sentence and the concluding sentence, they have to be really good. So you need to practice with these 2 a lot. Now we just talked about transition words. Now transition words, these are also called transitional devices, are linking words that improve the flow of the paragraph. So as we already talked about, that a paragraph does not give you a lot of room. In just 120 words, you need to give your main idea. So each sentence with supporting evidence and the concluding sentence will begin with the transition words like first, second, third, also, however, as a result, in conclusion, finally, then, after, meanwhile, during. So this is going to create a connection between all the sentences, and your paragraph is going to look very well structured, very well connected, and there's going to be no repetition if you use these words. I've also come up with a sample paragraph which is about hazards of smoking. So the topic sentence is directly linked to it. There are several health hazards directly linked to the smoking. So you're not wasting time, you're not wasting space, and you're directly talking about the topic. Then the supporting details come. The link between smoking and cancer is well known. So this is about cancer. However, smoking is linked to other diseases such as asthma and bronchitis. So this is supporting detail number 2. It is also proven that smokers have an increased chance of developing heart disease in later life. Supporting sentence number 3. In the USA, smokers have been awarded damages from tobacco companies in recent court cases. Further, there is evidence that even passive smoking can lead to increased health risks. Passive smoking is that if you are not smoking yourself, but somebody else is smoking near you, you inhale the smoke also. So this is like your 4th supporting sentence. And then the concluding sentence comes: clearly, smoking is a dangerous habit and should be avoided. So this is linked with this. Health hazard was the main topic. So all the sentences are related to this main topic sentence. So this is how you can write a paragraph. Link everything. You can see there are different transition devices. However, also, and then further, and then last one, clearly. So these are the transitional devices that have been used. Now we come to the types of paragraph. They are broadly 4 categories of paragraph. The first one is descriptive. As the name suggests, it is to describe something or someone. So we are going to talk about the physical attributes that you can see. Narrative is telling a story of what happened in a proper sequence. So sequence is very important. Expository is usually what comes in the first year level exam, to explain something or give information about something. So it can be about female education or pollution or how to save yourself from COVID, or the importance of skills as far as education is concerned. So all these are expository topics in which you need to explain something or give information about. So this is a little bit research based. You can't just write about anything after saying, okay, let's do it, but you need to have a little research done on the topic before you write this. Persuasive is when you're trying to convince the reader on something, but the topic would be that I don't think there should be uniforms. Yeah, uniforms should not be compulsory. So you're going to persuade the reader on that topic, given topic. Now, descriptive paragraphs are a type of paragraph describing something, and it shows the reader what a thing or person is like. So it uses all 5 senses: touch, smell, sight, sound, taste. A lot of adjectives are used. So this is a sample descriptive paragraph. It's about my apartment. So you can see that he is talking about, I live in a studio apartment, location, size, floor plan, appearance, what comforts are there, what kind of design is being there, how is the construction quality, everything. So this is like the closing comment. So you can see that the whole thing is about describing something, an apartment here. Next is narrative. Narrative is like telling a story. So there has to be a sequence of action. There has to be a proper beginning, middle, and end. It is usually about, the most disappointing day of my life, an unforgettable incident, etc. So it has to be written in past tense, and you need to have a proper beginning, middle, and like telling a story. But it has to be short, and there should not be any paragraphs. Remember, essays are made up of 4 or 5 paragraphs, but a paragraph has to start from this and end here. No break in the middle. So that has to be like one single paragraph. So you can read this. This is about the day of a boy. My day was a disaster, because the topic is bad day. So he cannot talk about a good day. The day was a disaster. First, this happened. Then, there are a lot of transitional devices here. Soon, and then when, and, there, etc. And, at the end, he just concludes it. And it's telling a story, but in a very connected way. So there is a proper beginning, and then middle, and then in the end. And the sequence is very important. You do not mix that. It's not that you talk about something that happened later first, and then you give the previous knowledge later. So it has to be in a very chronological way. Now comes to expository. This is something that you do most of the time. Most of the topics given to the first year students in the exam are expository. So you need to explain something or provide instruction. It could be describing a process, or move the reader step by step through a method. They can be talking about how to make tea, for example. So that would be like going through the process, etc. And it requires research, as I told earlier, that you can't just write about it then and there. And you need to use your knowledge and expertise in doing that. So the example is here. This is the example of expository essay. Expository paragraph, and it's about how the population has been increased in the urban area, and now it has led to different problems, and the whole paragraph is about that. And you're explaining what population means, what urban population means, what industrialization is, etc. You're giving reasons for the whole thing, and you conclude it towards the end. Last one is a persuasive paragraph. As the word suggests, you are trying to persuade somebody, convince someone by giving some kind of an argument. So this is a type of paragraph that many teachers focus on because it is useful when building an argument. It often requires the collection of facts and research. So this is like expository, but obviously here you are persuading the other people. In expository, you just state what is. You don't try to put your own view in it. But in a persuasive paragraph, you put your own view as well, but obviously with argument, with logical arguments. For example, the topic is no homework. So the paragraph is about why we should not have homework. So we shouldn't have homework. It takes away the family time. You have to do your homework instead of playing a family board game or playing catch. You can't go outside to play, so you will get fat. If you bring it home, you will rush through it so you can play video games. We should do our work at school because we have better equipment there. We should also do it at school because we can't ask our teachers questions, etc., etc. I hope you agree with me. So this is a personal argument. Other paragraphs are not like, the expository is not personal. It is just stating the process of stating something, explaining something. So these are the 4 types. I'll repeat them once again. Descriptive, narrative, expository, and persuasive. And every type demands a different kind of vocabulary, a different kind of tense. In descriptive, we usually use present tense, narrative, past tense, expository, the mix of two, and persuasive also a mix of two. So like the video, also comment if you have any questions, share it with your friends, and also subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.